Hola, buenos dias, y'all. We're gonna talk about, and I hope that you guys can hear me with the fan going on and the traffic and things like that. So we're gonna talk about the benefits of traveling abroad. Okay, traveling, and living abroad. These are things that people don't really talk about, and the more I travel, the more I realize these things, these changes in my life. So I wanted to share I wanted to share this with y'all. Okay, so we're gonna talk about the benefits of living or traveling abroad, right? Why you should always do it, right? Let me turn this fan off. Hold on. It's making way too much noise. Okay, so the first benefit of traveling abroad, of living abroad, is you get to experience different cultures, and you get to learn about different cultures apart from your own. And to me, what it's supposed to do, and I feel like in some cases it doesn't do that with everybody because some people still act like they just can't get it here. It's supposed to diversitize you. It's supposed to make you aware of certain customs and cultures that may offend people when you encounter them. It's good for business. Like if you ever want to expand your business worldwide, taking up another, learning about another culture and their customs can actually help you to fit in and actually help you to, how do you say this? Be respected among the people that you're around. And, as melanated people, I don't like to say black, but as melanated people, we have our own culture, and it's just like something about us. Like we know how to read each other's energy. Like somebody looks at you like this, like that. That's something that's offensive. Like what are you doing? Type of look. Like girl, what are you doing? Type of look. That's what we mean about customs, and cultures, right? So knowing that helps you to expand your knowledge and to keep your ass out of fights and stuff like that. But anyway, so the gift of adaptability. That's one thing that you learn when you're abroad. You get to adapt to different cultures. You are versatile. And I feel like here in Mexico, where I'm at, it's definitely has changed me as far as like how I'm able to be adaptable. For instance, if you ever been to Mexico, if you ever want to come, or if you live in Mexico and you're not from Mexico, you already know there's no such thing as hot water here. So I take cold showers every day. And people are like, your skin is so beautiful. Yeah, I take cold showers every day. Because, the hot water, most of the time they don't have hot water. They have to set it up with the gas. It's very primitive here. It's a primitive way of living here. So there's no hot water. So what happens is you just get used to it. And like I said, one benefit is the adaptability. You learn how to adapt to things. So with that being said, you learn how to be adaptable when you travel abroad. And you know, you, as a Scorpio person, I feel like we tend to be very adaptable. We just hop on and get on board with everybody else, whatever you are. Like if the local people are doing things a certain way, you kind of follow their, you kind of do what they do instead of the opposite. But like I said, some people just don't get it. Like that's the best benefit of traveling abroad is learning different cultures, like I said earlier, and it's supposed to make you adaptable and also aware of other people's cultures and customs and how they do things. You don't go against it when you're living or traveling to somebody else's country. You go with it, but some people don't do that. For example, I'm going to give y'all like how recently in the northern part of Mexico, there were some Americans that were trying to get rid of a lot of music on the beaches and things like that. This also happened in Jamaica, where these investors bought up a whole bunch of like land, like a near a beach or whatever, and they told the people that they couldn't go on the land. And I think that's very disrespectful. Like, yeah, money can buy you a property in foreign countries, but it doesn't mean that you have to be disrespectful to somebody else's motherland and things like that. But it's supposed to, traveling, going to different countries, it's supposed to, I'm doing this for a reason. It's supposed to make some people adaptable and aware of certain things that may offend people, but it doesn't always happen. But I can only speak on what I've learned so far traveling. I've learned to adapt to the culture, not change it. And if something bothers me, like here in Mexico, there's a lot of noise going on. There's the bread man. There's people with the loudspeakers selling things. I'm not going to sit here and be like, hey, let's protest against it. This is these people's country. This is their native country. I am just a foreigner in their country, and I'm going to respect it. And I'm going to just maybe live in a provider or move some elsewhere. I'm not going to try to change anything. So it's supposed to make you change your way of thinking. But it doesn't always do that for everybody. But it definitely did it for me, okay? Another thing, another benefit rather from traveling abroad that I've definitely experienced is resilience. You will learn how to be resilient like no other. You know what I mean? Especially if you're in a foreign land and you don't know how to speak the language. Listen, you're going to be stronger for traveling because it's like, I don't know. I'm not gonna liken traveling to like a college course. If you ever been to college, you know your first year is not the same as your second year. You're stronger, you're better, your studying skills are better. You know how to maneuver around your work schedule and your house duties. You kind of develop a routine, like a little habit, right? So it's the same thing when you travel. You develop certain things, you just get used to it and whatnot. I don't know where I was going with that point, but I literally lost it. I didn't get much sleep last night, but I'm up making videos for y'all. So forgive me if I sound like I'm all over the place. But okay, the next benefit is you get to I mentioned it already. Okay, this is the best part. Speaking of, I just say college. I think that's where I was going. You get to let life teach you. Life will teach you, baby. I can't even read my own handwriting. I have a doctor's handwriting. Sometimes I do, but most of the time I'm writing really neat. But every day is like a classroom. You get to allow the universe, God, whoever you believe in, to teach you a lesson. And sometimes it be in little things, sometimes it's in bigger things. You know what I mean? And I love it. I love this classroom. I love it. And and it teaches me sometimes how to be humble. It definitely is teaching me how to how to look at money, because like I said in my last video about 10 things that what's it called, 10 reasons why dating abroad sucks. I mentioned that like we have different views on money versus the people here. So in other countries, people don't look at money as Americans do. We are very wasteful. We are a consuming country. We're consumers, especially melanated people. Unfortunately, we are consumers. So it definitely teaches me, like for example, I only came to Mexico with one suitcase, and I'm a clothes type of wardrobe aesthetic girl. Like I have to have my accessories and things. I'm sorry, that's just me. So I didn't have any of that when I came here because I couldn't bring everything with me. And child, you think that stopped me? The money didn't stop me. The lack of clothes didn't stop me. I created a lot of clothes. Like I literally created this dress here. I created this dress. I'm gonna post a picture so y'all can see it. I made this dress basically. So I started to become creative. You see what I'm saying? Instead of like going buy a whole bunch of dresses, I started making them and kind of like working with the clothes I have. There was a quote that said, "You don't have a lack of money, you just have a lack of ideas." So this kind of goes hand in hand with what I'm talking about. So you become creative. That's some of the lessons I've learned, to just like figure out a way. There's always another way to handle a situation. And another lesson that I've learned, like just traveling abroad, is that to never worry, never to panic about anything. I don't care if it's like, I don't know, maybe, I'm gonna give you a situation. Maybe your phone went out or something. If y'all watched my very first vlog that I created, like moving to Mexico, I think it's called The Great Escape. My phone was going out. I didn't have Wi-Fi because I just got off the plane. This is my first time going to another country, and then, I was with a really good company, and the company's out here in Mexico too, but at the same time, AT&T, right? And I just didn't have any service. And so, I wasn't panicking. I was just so calm, and that was surprising because usually would be calm in that situation. You're in another country, you don't speak the language, your phone's not working, you don't know what Airbnb is, it's at night. So I had all of the formula, I have everything, all the ingredients to be worried, but I wasn't worried. I was just calm. And that's what traveling abroad has taught me, to just be calm in the situation, because everything works out for your good no matter where you are in the world. You know what I mean? So yeah, every day is like a classroom. That's why you should travel. That's why you should value traveling. Um, and another thing, speaking of classroom, your mind will expand. Like I said, you're supposed to learn more about people's cultures and their customs. Your mind is supposed to expand. Learning is supposed to make you, just like reading a book. It's also part of like, you know, I want to say like it's a classroom. Traveling is a classroom, and I'm a lifelong learner. Lifelong learner. Even though I'm not in college anymore, I'm a lifelong learner, and I'm always going to be. So I'm always going to read. I'm always going to study. I'm always going to research. That's just part of me, who I am, right? Because I guess because I was a student, and I don't know. That's just who I am. So, yeah. Let's go to the next one. Why you should travel, right? And what are the benefits of that? All right. You get to taste new foods, try new foods. Oh, why did my ring light go off? It might be going dead. You get to try and taste new foods. Like, yo, since I've got here, I have been eating ceviche and pico de gallo like no other. I don't eat pork, or I try not to eat chicken or beef. So I don't get to try all of the different foods that they have out here. But if there's vegan options, I would try it, like tamales, or there's these little different dishes and things like that. I just don't get to try it because I'm a pescatarian. So, but the things that I can try, I've learned how to make pico de gallo and ceviche. I literally eat it like every day, almost every day. It keeps the mosquitoes away. You gotta eat it every day, and it's incredible to get to try. And they eat not mosquitoes. They eat bugs. I don't know what kind of, like little small insect bugs. I don't eat that. The only bugs I eat are called crawfish, and that's what we had in New Orleans, crawfish. They call them mud bugs, and that's the only bugs. That's as far as I go. Okay, nothing else. They eat bugs out here. I'm not gonna try it or anything, but it's like, just trying different foods, and I feel like if I ever go back to the USA, I'll have so much experience to share with people in the USA. You gotta realize, like, a lot of people just don't and can't travel. So whatever I learn abroad, and wherever I go, I can share it like with somebody else. So that's the beautiful thing about being well traveled. So let me mention a few other things. Whew. Now this is my favorite. As y'all see, Mexico is a very, very, very beautiful place, y'all. It's so aesthetic pleasing to me. I think it keeps me calm most of the time. They always have great greenery, like, look at this. Like, this is beautiful. Like, how could you be upset? How could you be sad when you get to be in environments like this? Like, it's kind of hard, right? So the landscape, the architecture, the museums, the art, it all tells a story. You know what I mean? And when I look at the history of the Yucatan and their architecture, it's very similar to New Orleans, where I'm from, right, in the French Quarter, right, because they were conquered by the Europeans as well, and they were French in Spain. So you can see the influence when you go in El Centro in Merida, and it really reminds me of the French Quarters in New Orleans. So it's like, wow, you know what I mean? So I definitely see a relation between Merida and New Orleans, you know what I mean, as far as like the architecture goes and things like that. Come on, good Lord, we need some sunlight over here, good Lord. So yeah, you get to experience that. I love to take pictures by different monuments and statues and architecture to experience the city, so that's a benefit of like traveling abroad, because you get to see the different landscapes, the greenery, and just like you get different ideas. Like being in this little place right here definitely gave me a few ideas of how I want my house to look. Like, you know what I mean? Like, give me some ideas. So that's the best part about traveling abroad. taking pictures of front of the museums and arts and things like that, and architecture, like that gets me. It may not get everybody, but it definitely gets me. So, all right, next one. Seven, not seven. We're not doing numbers. Family time. I feel like traveling, since I've been traveling abroad, like my family relationships, my relative relationships have gotten deeper because I'm not around as much. Like, like so I feel like when people are not around you a lot, you appreciate them more. They say, how does the saying go? It says, absent hearts makes a, wait, how does it go? It's something about the heart grows founder. Y'all help me out with that quote. I forgot how it goes, but it's something about like when you don't see a person, like you kind of want to be around them more when you don't see them as much. Absent heart makes the heart grow fonder, something like that. I just can't think of the quote right now. So yeah, your relationship with your friends deepens because you're not with each other all the time. That's a benefit of traveling abroad, deepening relationships. And then also you get to meet new people. I'm sorry, I'm sweating. I cut the fan down because it's making too much noise. But thankfully it's not that hot here. It's not that hot. It's very cool and breezy. I think my light went off because it literally, let me see if I could give me a second, y'all. I'm gonna see if the light's gonna come back on. I'll be back. I think you're going dead light. I don't know. Maybe it's just going dead. We live in a day and age where we have to charge everything. Phones, tablets, watches. Next thing we won't have to charge a pen. Well, we do charge pens, right? What's next? Charging our purses? But anyway, what else we got? Family relationships, friends relationships, it deepens. And like, I feel like when you live abroad, people definitely want to contact you a lot. Like I get a lot of people that want to contact me, like I want to come out there, for vacation and yada yada yada, and things like that. You have more relationships with people, you get to meet new people, and things like that. Have friends on a worldwide scale. You know what I mean? Which is pretty cool. Next, you get to create memories that can last a lifetime. Like I literally dropped out of nursing school. And it's like I have no idea where my life is heading, and I'm being honest with y'all. But I know I know I'm on the right track. I know I'm on the right page. I know I'm going to be successful. I know all of this, but it's like, dude, that was my security. Like I spent the last few years of my life going to school, preparing and studying my butt off, like trying to get into nursing school. Got into nursing school. You got to study, you got to take tests to get in, and listen, if you are a nurse or you're in the healthcare field, you know the struggle, right? You know the struggle. So my life literally pivoted, and I'm out here traveling. But honestly, almost a year and a half in, I don't regret it at all. I do not regret it at all. I'm creating memories that'll last me a lifetime. I'm taking great pictures. I'm creating great videos. I am living my best life, right? And I don't regret that. I just don't regret it. The next part is, the next tip or benefit for traveling abroad or living abroad is that you get to step outside of your comfort zone. And when I tell you, you don't know how strong you are until you actually put yourself in fire, until you actually test your durability, your strength, your resiliency. You don't know how strong you are until you know how strong you are. So I have definitely, I'm so proud of myself being faced with many situations, many different scenarios, and I have conquered them all. I'm still here, and I'm still breathing, and I'm still, not without. I'm provided for, I'm protected, I'm loved, and I had to figure this out by traveling abroad, living abroad. I figured this out. I don't know if I would have figured this out on my own. I'm not sure if I would have gain the same lessons that I know now? I'm not sure, but who knows? But that's the benefit of traveling abroad. That's the benefit of living abroad. Like you just change your mindset, changes, everything changes. Wait till that truck passes. And you never know like what you are capable of doing until you actually do it. So traveling abroad and living abroad, it literally pushes you outside your comfort zone. You are supposed to grow. You know what I mean? You're supposed to grow. And another reason for benefits of living abroad or traveling abroad is you get to learn new languages. Like I'm calling myself a bilingual baddie now because I know Spanish. I understand it. I just need to get myself in a good school, and that is going to solidify. Damn, I know Spanish, and I can communicate with people. I can communicate with people very well. I can understand what they're saying and everything. And I feel like when I go back to the States, at least in Louisiana, buenos dias. Good morning. I don't like to say good morning. I have to stop saying that because good morning. I don't want to mourn. I don't want to wish anybody morning. Good morning, travel always. Or buenos dias. Bon dia, as I say. That's the broken part of the Spanish. Bon dia. So, what was I? The new language. You get to learn a new, buenos dias, exactly. Yeah. So, you get to learn a new language. You know what I mean? And honestly, y'all, I kind of get offended when people speak to me in English. It's like, how do you know I know how to speak English? I could very well be a Mexican out here. Like, I know I don't look like one, or whatever that's supposed to look like. But, yeah. And then, like, words have power. Words are attached to spells. And some things that we're saying, we don't even know what we're saying. But I love Spanish because it makes more sense. Like, it just does. Like, we're just talking about good morning. Somebody just called me good morning. Good morning. I don't know, it's a conscious thing. But not everybody's not going to get it. Everybody's not going to agree with it. But buenos dias, that means good day. Have a good day. That's all I want you to say. Have a good day. You know what I mean? So, yeah, learning a new language. And then I wanted to mention, like, in Louisiana, like, everywhere I go in Louisiana now, there's so many, like, foreigners there that, they require for people to speak Spanish. So I used to always say to myself, like, damn, I wish I always wanted to learn Spanish. I honestly always wanted to learn Spanish. So here I am, learning Spanish. And I'm happy, I'm grateful for that because that was always on my bucket. Like, I always wanted to. I remember I met this girl. She lived in Panama for a few years. And you never know, she might still watch my video. Hey girl, if you're watching, I know you're not supposed to be watching me, but anyway, long story, y'all. She lived in Panama for maybe like a year or two, and she knew Spanish really well, and I just always admired that. I was like, wow, at the time I was so geographically retarded. I was like, where's Panama? Like, that's where we go back to the earlier points I mentioned when traveling really broadens your knowledge. I really honestly didn't know. Okay, I was calling South of America. I was calling Mexico South America. I really don't listen. You know better, you do better. Okay, people was judging me hard because I was kept saying, they were brutally judging me because I said the wrong thing. I'm like, hey man, listen, I didn't have great teachers in school, and I know it's not an excuse or whatever, but listen, traveling now has definitely made me smarter. It's the best teacher ever, right? So, anyway, there's a lot of jobs in the USA that look for people that speak multiple languages, especially Spanish, because there's a lot of Spanish-speaking people. I know in my hometown, New Orleans, so and then you get paid more, right? You get paid extra, and then you're needed more. Like, it's like having a trade, you know what I'm saying? So, like, learning another language and then being in the environment to help you learn the language, I feel like really helps me learn Spanish. Okay, you said, I'm reading a comment, y'all. You said that you dropped out of nursing school. That's amazing. It's the worst career ever. Listen. Can we talk about that for a little bit? I had to follow my bliss, I had to, nursing. Yeah, I was in nursing. I was studying to be a just a nurse, but I already was in the industry. And when I got in that industry, I was making a lot of money. Listen, and it was the most money I ever made in my life. But I could not deal with the disrespect from the staff. I loved my patients. I loved them, and they loved me. But it was to me, for me, it was the disrespect from the staff. You're not going to disrespect me. It's just something in me that woke up in 2019, 2020 that said, I'm not going to deal with the disrespect no more. I don't care what your title is. I don't care if you're getting more. I don't care if you're an MD. You're not going to talk to me. You're going to talk to me with respect because I'm doing you a favor. We're all part of the same team. We are all part of the body. Like that's like the finger telling the eye, you're not important. I need my finger. I need every part of my body. But some people don't get that. They don't get it. They think they're the masters of the universe. They think that they are superior, that they don't have to respect people. But you have to respect people if you want people to respect you, right? And that's that. So it was very getting bombarded with work that, you're not getting paid for, baby. I feel like nurses should get paid $1 million a year. Listen, $1 million a year. And I feel like that's what they're worth. The amount of work that they do, and I feel like the CNAs and everybody else should at least get paid $100K. That's hard work. It's hard labor. You get treated like shit like from the staff. Then you got to deal with patients, racist patients if you're melanated. You have to do a lot of work, and in most cases you're doing work that's supposed to be for 3, 4, 5 people. They had us on the floor doing work. I was in med surge. They had us doing work that was required to have a license. I was required to have a license to do some of these things. I'm not doing those. I'm not doing that. That's not part of my license doesn't cover that. I can't do that. You're not going to make me do something that's not part of my job duty or what I'm not licensed to do. Because they were so understaffed during COVID, and just like they were just pushing. Oof. It was making people do all kinds. I was the secretary. I was the aide. I was everybody because we didn't have anybody. Those nurses were burning out, and then the environment was toxic against AF. And child, listen, yes, I did leave nursing school. I'm like, you know what? I wanted to help people, but I feel like that's always been a part of my journey, and my sole purpose is to help people, in the best way I can. And I like nursing, and I love science. I'm a science girl, and I love it. I love biology, and I'm like, I could help people with nursing. I love biology, but I really probably honestly should have went to medical school instead, and I probably still can though. Yeah, it's never too late, right? Because I feel like their curriculum will be more of my speed because they really get into the diseases. They study the diseases and the outcomes and the cures and things like that. That would be more of my avenue. But you kind of think of like, oh, nursing is just a few short years, and you're gonna be making this amount of money. You'll be able to take care of yourself, and yada yada yada. You know what I mean? Because who wants to be in school all of that long? Like, if I had the chance to do it all over again, maybe like 18 years old, I would probably go to medical school. I'm not gonna even lie again. And like I said, it's not too late. It's never too late. But who knows what a winter's gonna bring me? I might be in medical school in Mexico. You never know. Dr. Shay, like you never really know. So let's go back to the topic, y'all. Benefits of traveling abroad and living abroad that nobody talks about, right? All right, you get to expand your knowledge of the world. I see a lot of similarities that Mexico has to the USA. A lot of similarities. They pick up a lot of the political, like everything seems similar in Mexico. And I think it's because it's so close to the USA. But I feel like the further you get away, like whatever part of Mexico you are, the further you get away from Mexico, like from the USA, the less culture or similarity it has of like the USA. So that's something I've noticed about Mexico and just like the USA and things like that. Like you get to expand your knowledge of the world. Hopefully, I don't understand how some people, they travel so much but they don't really get other people's custom and culture. Then maybe they do. Maybe they just ignore it. Maybe they just be like, I don't care or whatever. Like some people just have that spirit. Like I don't care about nobody else's culture but mine. I'm the superior person of the universe type of thing. But anyway, for me, it definitely is expanding my knowledge. I am multilingual. Language. I am bilingual, not multilingual. I'm bilingual. Well, if you include Latin, because Latin was included in medical terminology, it's included in medical terminology. So I do know a little bit of Latin. So I am multilingual. All right, so let's go to the next one. How long we got here? We got 30 minutes. Oh, I have been live for 30 minutes. I said meeting people already, but that's part of, I've wrote it down, like networking with people and things like that. You never know who you're going to meet and where you're going to be when you meet these people. Like, that's the beautiful thing about it. Sometimes things can happen, magically, serendipitously. You don't know unless you travel, Let's go down the list. Let's see. Oh, one thing, I think I mentioned this earlier, but budgeting skills. Listen, I don't work out here in Mexico. I work for myself. So, as far as like how I look at money has changed, how I budget my money has changed, how I, because I can't go over a certain amount because you're going to be broke out here. You don't want to be broke out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, my budgeting skills has become better. My financial literacy has become better. I'm the type of girl, like, I don't want to worry about all that stuff. I just want to be me. I want to do me. Like, I could just see myself hiring somebody to take care of my finances for me because I don't want to deal with all that. Like, I'm a creative. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to deal with all that other stuff. So, but it has definitely taught me how to be more financially aware of things and, and not try to, like, live this, like, American lifestyle, but just to do the best I can and just to be, like, play it on the safe side and not, like, go beyond my budget. Because, like, some Americans, when they come to Merida, they ball out, like, because you can, your dollar does go a little bit further here, and some people just, like, ball out, like, and because you can, it doesn't mean that you should, you know what I mean? So sometimes it's okay to just walk instead of catching Uber. Sometimes it's okay to do your own meals or, instead of paying somebody. You don't have to always rely on somebody's services just because you had it like that, But that's just me, That's how my thinking has changed since being out here. Because I look at the people, like, they don't have much, but they do the best they can. And these people are beautiful naturally, the way they are. No lashes and things like that. All the other extra things that we have to do as, how we are. We're materialistic and things like that. But, we're the consumers, right? And it definitely is teaching me not to be a consumer. Honestly. It's teaching me, like, I do splurge on myself. Like, don't get me wrong. I do buy things that makes me happy, but I try not to do it so much. Because literally, I had so much clothes, spent probably thousands of dollars on clothes, and they all in the store just sitting there. I can't do anything with it. And I'm like, it would be nice to have thousands of dollars in my pocket instead. And like I said, I'm from New Orleans, so in 2005 we experienced Katrina, and we lost everything. Like, that taught me a lesson about materialism too, because listen, you can't take this stuff with you when you go. Appreciate it, but don't be spending thousands of dollars on things like this purse didn't cost much. Like, I found this at a thrift store, y'all, but the value of it probably is maybe like $100 or something like that. But I found this at a thrift store. Can you believe that? And get so many compliments on it, but yet a person can go spend $1,000 on a purse, and people probably don't think it's fake anyway. Make it make sense when you can be taking that money and traveling and expanding your mind and just doing something good for yourself. You're on a soul level. You know what I mean? So yeah, my budget skills have improved, and the way I think about money has improved. Like, people don't talk about this, but I'm letting y'all know it will improve if you just let it in. You know what I mean? Just let it in. All right, so I have a few more, though. Okay, this is gonna be the last one because I think I mentioned everything before. Renewed energy. I am in Tulum right now, and I've been living in Merida, and because I was going through some things, you know what I mean. The best thing for you to do when you're going through some things, like, I broke up with my boyfriend, we broke up, and it's to create new memories for yourself. That's why I'm out here. I feel like Tulum is, Merida, to me, Merida has more attractions, but Tulum seems to be where a lot of people travel to and things like that. And I'm gonna go to Playa next, so just want to travel around Mexico a little bit because it's beautiful here in general. But I could have studied Merida, but it wasn't the point. Like, I wanted to create new memories for myself, and I wanted to just kind of like get like new energy in. Like when you travel to different places, it brings in new energy to you. And my light went out again. I am not charging that damn light. Uh, you just get renewed energy. So when I go back to Merida, I'm gonna be renewed. Like my energy is gonna be renewed because I was somewhere different. You know what I mean? Like, and then like I'm gonna go back to New Orleans and I'm gonna go to visit my family and things like that. When I come back, I'm gonna have like renewed energy. Like I honestly, before I left Mexico from New Orleans, I hated New Orleans. I love my city, but I hated it because it was becoming like a zoo. Like it was just getting really hard, or it's the crime, and just the people being disrespectful. And I love my city to death. Like I love my city, but it was just getting too much for me energetically. Whenever I go back to when I went back to the city for the first time being abroad, living in Mexico, I went back to New Orleans and I was like, oh, I just love my city. I was like, I love it. I had renewed energy and renewed love for it. So if you ever feel like, oh, like, I need to get away, like I can't stand this place anymore, sometimes that problem can be solved just by you traveling. That's why there's benefits to traveling and or living abroad because you just your energy is just renewed. I'm gonna read that comment. Somebody left a comment. Uh, oh my god. Let's see if I can see it. Okay. Travel Always said, yeah, I'm trying to be a minimalist. When I left Seattle for Mexico, I donated almost everything. Yes, yes. I feel like less is more, and that's one lesson that I definitely will take away from when I first moved. Because I had one suitcase, y'all, when I came to Mexico. One. And obviously, my clothes, I love clothes. I'm a fashion girl, I can't help it. My clothes and things are getting out of hand, so I have to go through everything and do an inventory check and be like, hey, this gotta go, this gotta go. Because I don't need a lot of stuff. I don't need a lot of stuff. Like, and then I feel like the energy in my house was different every time I would bring something back from the USA, brought it back to Mexico. I felt like the energy was just like it was like holding me down. Like I don't know how to explain it, but I felt happier with less clothes, less things. Like I just was. And in some cultures, I think it's called Bansui, um, where I think it's a Chinese culture or a Japanese. It's an Asian culture. Let me just say that an Asian practice where you have like certain things in your house. You don't have like a lot of clutter. You have certain shapes and certain like I think you have like all the elements represented, something like that. But it's like that's what I'm kind of like want to embody in my house, like a Bansui type of feel. I feel like right now, like where I'm at is kind of like that too. Like it's spacious. There's plants. There's different shapes of objects, and natural elements and all the elements represented, things like that. It makes you feel a certain way energetically. Like, and that's what I realized. Like, I was in that tiny little apartment. I didn't have much, but I was just so happy. Like, I was just so happy. When I kept bringing all this stuff back from the USA, I started to feel a little heavy. I'm not even gonna lie to you. So yeah, being a minimalist is the best way to go. And also you will save money. Like you will save money. And then another thing, y'all, like investing in the right type of materials because they make clothes so cheaply these days. Like it's just not even a joke. Like I want to get to the point, and I'm not there yet, y'all. I want to be at this point where I'm just like buying all natural materials. Like if like living in Maryland, baby, you're gonna need all natural materials because you can't walk around with polyester and plastic because you're gonna be like sweaty, you're gonna be hot. You need linen, you need cotton, you need those natural fibers. So I'm gonna be like redoing my whole entire wardrobe. I'm probably honestly because I'm a fashion girl, I probably will keep some plastic pieces, polyester pieces, because I don't know, I can't help it. I love clothes, y'all, but it will save you money. Okay, if you were to spend $50, you get more clothes. Like at Shein or somebody, you get more clothes with them, but at the same time, the quality of the clothes is trash. You could just spend $50, take that $50 and go buy you a linen shirt, linen pants. It'll last you longer. It'll do your body well. Like, I'm actually, y'all, it's so funny. I'm actually about to go today to buy some leather sandals. They hand make the leather sandals in Tulum, and it's gonna cost me a little pity to get them, but I feel like it'll be worth it because right now I'm wearing these little. Let me show y'all. I'm wearing these little silicone plastic. I don't like to wear like stuff like that. But I'm gonna go change my shoes today, get some new shoes today, cause I just don't like to wear plastic on my feet. I want real material, so I'm working on my wardrobe. But yeah, you definitely will save money for sure. To that comment. All right, so I'm gonna go back over the list, y'all. This is gonna be benefits of living or traveling abroad, and if you have the opportunity, y'all, this is your sign. Just do it. Just do it. Just go book the ticket, book your flight. Don't wait for anybody. Don't fret. Don't just chill. Like enjoy yourself and look at it as you're investing in yourself. That's what I want y'all to get from out this whole entire video. Don't look at traveling like, oh, I'm relaxing. Look at it as an investment. Because when I tell you, you're gonna benefit. You're going to benefit from it. You get adaptability skills. Well, most people don't. Some people that travel don't seem to get this concept. You get to adapt to the culture. You don't work against the culture. You work with the culture. You don't change people's culture. You work with their culture. Adaptability, resilient. You get to explore new cultures. You get to appreciate different cultures. You get to try new foods. Every day is like a classroom when you're traveling abroad. You get to taste new foods. You get the landscapes, different landscapes, museums, the art. You get to deepen your family and relatives and friends relationship. Because when you travel abroad, people always want to talk to you. They think you're interesting. You know what I mean? They think, oh wow, that's cool. Can we travel together? Or maybe they want to come where you are. Like it just happens, right? You get to create new memories for yourself, right? You get to step outside of your comfort zone and push how far and how strong. You get to see how strong you are. You get to see how strong you are. You get to learn a new language in most cases and use it as a skill or a trait to help you in the future. You get to expand your knowledge of the world. You get to meet new people. You get to network. You get to you learn how to budget your money better, and you get renewed energy by moving abroad. So yeah, that is all. I didn't think I was going to be on here live that long, but yeah, that's the benefits of traveling or living abroad. And I hope that I inspire y'all to travel. Maybe it's not to a different country, but maybe to a different city or a different state. Maybe it's not even a different continent, just a different continent. Hope I inspired you all to just live your life, because we don't know what tomorrow brings. And yeah, live your best life. And I just don't want anybody to miss out on the great benefits there is when you get to travel and live abroad. You will not be the same. You will not be the same. Okay, that is pretty much it, y'all, and I will catch you on the next one. Make sure you leave some comments down below and let me know, what has traveling done for you? How have you benefited from traveling or even living abroad? I would like to know. The community wants to know. And yeah, I'll catch you on the next video. Hasta luego.